stumped. What do you mean?
I'm running out of options. The whole case is starting to wind down, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Surely you're not giving up on Bobbie.
You know me better than that.
Well, I think I do.
Come on, don't you start. One of us on my back's enough.
Are you having trouble finding clues?
Clues I have plenty of, and they all point towards Bobbie. I want a few that go in another direction.
Hasn't Jake found anything?
Yeah, a headache. We're both in the same boat.
What about your notion of there being a third party in or around the penthouse at the night of the murder?
The petty thief angle sort of blew up in our face.
Yes, but that was one suspect. That doesn't mean to say the whole theory is wrong.
Bobbie doesn't have time to sit around and watch me theorizing when she's starting to sink under the accumulated weight of evidence.
Well, she's not going to go under because you won't let her.
It's not up to me.
You've still got a few cards up your sleeve.
You know something I don't?
Yes, what about that private investigator in Miami?
Some ace in the hole.
Well, you don't think he's going to be much good for the case?
Well, he could be the final nail in her coffin.
Why?
Because whatever he's got to say could just make things worse for her, if that's possible.
Bobbie did not kill her husband.
Unless you've got some facts to back that up, it's just a worthless opinion.
It's not an opinion. It's a fact. Just got to find some evidence to support it, that's all.
All? All?
Shall I get it?
Unless it's someone with good news about Bobbie, I'm not in.
Hello. Oh, yes, hi, Bert. Yes, he is. Just a minute. It's Ramsey. They've got the results from Brock's autopsy.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Terry went out for the day with Josh.
Bobbie, I know it's hard to take, but this does explain Brock's behavior.
Well, I think Terry may be relieved to know that her father had a brain tumor. At least we know that he wasn't responsible for his actions.
It does excuse a lot of misconduct, doesn't it?
It's just so sad. Because if I would have known, maybe I could have helped him. Jake, I am a nurse. My husband has a brain tumor, and I don't even notice it.
Bobbie, I'm not a medical expert, but I do know these things can go undetected for a long time.
I should have realized that something was wrong.
You did realize something was wrong. You knew Brock was having psychological problems. You just had no idea that it was physical in nature.
I am a nurse. Why didn't I just insist that he see somebody?
Bobbie, don't blame yourself for the tumor also. Nobody knew. How could they?
Because if Brock would have had surgery, this whole thing could have been avoided.
Bobbie, please don't do this to yourself. You bent over backwards for that marriage. Because it ended in tragedy, it had nothing to do with you. You're not to blame. You've got to let go of the past now. You've got to pick up the pieces and go on with your life. You've got too many problems in the present to worry about the past right now.
You're right. It's too late. What are the implications of the autopsy report?
Your case?
Will it help me if I plead self-defense?
Damn it, Bobbie. You did not shoot Brock in self-defense or for any other reason.
Thanks for coming by, Jake.
I'm sorry, Bobbie. And if that's a dismissal, it's not going to work. I'm not going to leave you alone today.
Enough with the suspense already. Would you just please tell me what you have in mind that's going to help Bobbie?
It's a long shot.
I'll take anything.
All right, I think the key may be with this Dr. Khan.
The guy that you're going to do the special with this
Yes,
afternoon.
I have not read the entire book. From what I have read in the book, the things he said may be helpful to Bobbie.
How? How so?
All right. If she is just familiar and understands the nature of selective amnesia, then maybe it'll help her to free herself from these hallucinations that she killed Brock.
I wish something would do it and do it very fast, but I don't know if she's going to be in the mood to read a book on psychology.
Yeah, that's true. So if there was just some way that we could get the information to her, I mean, a little insight might be helpful, don't you think, Rick?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Bobbie's in bad shape. She's a victim of circumstances she doesn't even understand or can't even explain.
It's too bad Jake can't get her down to the TV studio.
What if I was able to just mention this subject to her?
How do you mean?
Well, I would talk to Jake about it first and then see if he goes along with it and then somehow maneuver it into the conversation while he's there.
See if he can get her to come down to the studio and at least listen to this Dr. Khan. It could work.
It could. Ginny, there's one big problem.
What's that?
Bobbie is very unpredictable these days.
All right, fine. But if you can just run it through Jake and see how Jake feels about it, I mean, if you can reach him now.
Well, I guess he would be at Bobbie's right now in some kind of strategy session. Things are getting sticky.
All right, well, I guess you could wait, but it seems like now is the perfect time to have them both together. And, you know, I'd say go for the strategy, Rick. Try and get her to the studio.
Yeah, I just don't want to blow it.
What else is being done to help her?
Jake, hi, it's Rick. Look, I realize you may not be able to talk right. Bobbie, she's standing right there fine. Then just listen to me, just for a minute, please.